My name is Joe Matthias from Disney ABC Television Group. We were approached by Google O3D team to develop kind of an interactive 3D experience in the browser. We also have a developer initiative where we're aiming to expose certain metadata from our company to empower developers to create experiences around our content. And it seemed like a perfect fit of new technology and our APIs to kind of develop an exciting application that fits right in the middle between that. So.
Awesome. So can you talk a little bit more about how you came to the technical decision to use O3D and integrate it into your application?
Yeah, the ideation of the application came from kind of the inspiration of O3D and doing hardware accelerated kind of graphics in the browser. Previous we would consider doing the application in Flash, but when we saw the demos of the performance of O3D running in the browser, we thought it was cool and just wanted to kind of experiment it. My team, we're all kind of fun tech guys ourselves and wanted to kind of experiment it ourselves, so it's kind of a cool thing to do. We needed something fun to kind of showcase our developer initiative, so it just worked out.
And so as developers, we really value being able to share more stories and lessons from technical challenges. And I think, especially as O3D is kind of new, so it'd be great to get feedback and if you could tell everyone what you think what one particularly difficult period of development was that you faced and how you approached the technical challenge.
Yeah, so the most difficulty for our team was we have no previous experience with anything 3D. But what we do have is a lot of experience with JavaScript. So probably for us was the initial learning curve of how to create the models and animate them in 3D. But it was actually fairly, the whole application was built in 4 to 5 weeks, so it was fairly kind of rapid to get to a perfect stage where we could start playing around and using kind of the demos that Google provided. It really helped us out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, along those lines, what do you see as the next steps for your application?
I'd love, as we add more functionality to our API, I would just love to add that, to basically add that to the front end as well. I think through the process of this project, we found a really interesting way to use 3D to navigate through video content and through imagery of our video content. So it's kind of the first steps, at least internally, for how we can create a new interface for our video content using 3D. Prior to this, websites have been very static, or maybe dynamic and in a 2D fashion, but adding kind of the third dimension allows us to provide more information intuitively to the user, right? So I'd like to, over the case of the summer, really kind of blow out the functionality of this application and maybe apply it to more of a mainstream user base than just the developers on our site.
And so, given what you learned with working with O3D and maybe given some of the feedback that you got today from people's topics not identified, is there anything that you're planning to change based on the feedback?
So, based on the feedback we got from the developers in Sandbox, if there's anything that we would...
and based on the experience of things that you're thinking about doing differently with 3D visualizations?
With the application or with O3D? Just in general, I guess.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, we had a lot of feedback. In regards to O3D, most of the feedback was how fast we got to the point where we got to, and although we didn't have that prior 3D experience, it was actually kind of fun to get to the point where we are in a very short period of time. Most of the feedback we got in regards to our application was around larger amounts of data being presented. Right now, our application shows a limited set of maybe 8 or 10 results. So really kind of the problem that we're going to now go back to is how do we expand that to I don't know, maybe hundreds of results, right, which we potentially have in our database. So it'd be interesting to kind of play with that interaction model. But yeah,
and
cool.
What's the most interesting comment you got or feedback that you got?
Probably some of the visual search techniques we're doing with video, people are, does ABC really know that you're doing that? A lot of people can't believe that as ABC traditionally being so protected with our content that we're embracing developers as we are, or at least attempting to, at least now. So that was kind of funny. But it's very exciting to see kind of developers. You can see them kind of come up with their ideas and really look forward to working with stuff that we're doing. So it's cool.
Yeah, that sounds really great.
All right.